Hello, hello, Jeff Helvin here with the Lori Ballen team and Ballen Brands at your command. Today I want to show you how to forward a custom domain name to your KW Command website. And this one is actually specifically addressing the issue that a lot of us will run into, which is when we do the domain forward, it comes up as this connection is not private. And what's actually happening there is a lot of us have HTTPS or secure websites. That's kind of the standard today. And we have our domains that are secure to help our websites be HTTPS. And so what happens is if I go there now, when I forward a domain, something like maybe I'm forwarding from, say, GoDaddy, when I'm forwarding a domain, the domain itself, if it's not a hosted website, does not have a secure certificate installed. So what happens is we're trying to access a insecure domain with a secure URL. So up here I have https:// and in this case it's johnqsellshomes.com, and it is pulling up a this connection is not private because this particular domain name is not HTTPS. So let me show you a little bit more what I mean. So I'm actually logged into GoDaddy right now just to kind of give an example of how this all plays out. And if I click on DNS, normally how I forward a domain name is I scroll down here to the bottom and there's domain forwarding. So you'll see I have it set up and I'm telling it to forward to https johnqsellshomes.kw.com, but the domain itself, johnqsellshomes.com, is not secure because it's technically not a hosted website and therefore does not have a secure certificate. So we have a little way, it's a free way actually, to get around that. So we use a service called Cloudflare. Now I've already set up an account. It's a free account, so I've basically gone to the website, I've clicked sign up, and it'll go through a couple questions just asking you what your domain name is, and it has you verify your email address. So for the purpose of this video, I wanted to already get through that step so that we can have that taken care of, not use that time here. So here we have johnqsellshomes.com and it says pending name server update. So what's going to happen is I just need to change the DNS records, the name server records, to point now to Cloudflare, because Cloudflare does offer us a free SSL option, whereas GoDaddy does not. So if I click on the johnqsellshomes.com, you will see here it's saying to remove these name servers here, which is what it's identifying from GoDaddy, and replace it with these ones. So I'm going to actually click here and copy this. I'm going to go back to my GoDaddy DNS, and here is where you see those name servers. So I'm going to go ahead and click change, and we're going to click on enter my own name servers, which is advanced. So I click on that, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab the second one, and I'm going to pop that in there, and I'm going to hit save. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking control of the DNS now away from GoDaddy here and instead into Cloudflare. This is cloudflare.com. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click recheck now. It might take a minute. So it says it's now queued up to be rechecked. Please check back in a few hours. Now what I've noticed in here is that this all happens usually pretty quickly. So what we've seen here is it really, if we try, it's saying here that it could take up to 24 hours, but we've seen this in a lot of instances take a lot less time. So I'm going to go ahead and just reload here. We're going to hit recheck now, and it's still not letting me here. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll come back and I'll show you as soon as this does propagate. Okay, so now that the DNS is propagated, you'll see here instead it says, great news, Cloudflare is now protecting your site. So I'm going to click up here to the SSL TLS, and you'll see it already has this enabled. So this is by default. So it says it's full, encrypts end-to-end using a self-signed certificate on the server. So HTTPS is already set up. But what we need to do is we need to set up the page forward to go to the domain that I want it to go to. So I'm going to click up here on page rules. It's saying that we have 3 that we can do as part of our free plan here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Create Page Rule. And it says if the URL matches, then the settings are this. So what we're going to say is if the URL matches, and this is where we want it to go, we're going to actually take the main domain name. So if the URL matches, and we see here johnqsellshomes.com, so we'll go ahead and do that, johnqsellshomes.com, then the settings are to forward the URL, and we're going to do a 301, which is a permanent redirect, so it just means it's not temporary, we just want this to always forward, and we're going to enter the destination URL, which in this case will be the .kw.com. So now we're going to click Save and Deploy. So this is all set up now. Now again, remember there is propagation, so in some cases we might see that that it takes a little time for this to work. In other cases, there's also what's called caching. So I can't necessarily just go back and reload the page and have it work, but in this case, you can see how quickly that did. So now that secure certificate issue, that secure warning is gone, and it pulls up flawlessly our redirect that we have set up for johnqsellshome.kw.com. So if you have any questions, by all means, reach out to us. Our email address is team@ballenbrands.com, and we look forward to helping you moving forward.